Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, AGNDD Until I Report topic. France's extremely talented and extremely controversial ice dancers explained. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this partially AI-generated article-based video. France's extremely talented and extremely controversial ice dancers explained. The duo is favored to win Olympic gold on Wednesday, amid increasingly dark allegations. By Alex Abad Santos, Vox.com, February 10th, 2026, 6:25 p.m. EST. Part of 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy. When Olympic ice dance pair Laurence Fournier-Baudry and Guillaume Cizeron take to the ice on Wednesday, they'll do so as the favorites for gold. The French duo currently leads the pack with a score of 9-0.18, a slim margin over the Americans Madison Chock and Evan Bates, and roughly 4 points ahead of Canadians Piper Gill and Paul Poirier. And Fournier-Baudry and Cizeron's free dance, the concluding longer skate of the multi-day competition, is considered one of the sport's best this season. Why it's difficult to root for France's ice dance team. It's hard to talk about Laurence Fournier-Baudry and Guillaume Cizeron's accomplishments on the ice without addressing the serious allegations, rape and emotional abuse they're currently embroiled in. Prior to skating with Cizeron, Fournier-Baudry skated under the Canadian flag with a man named Nikolaj Sorensen. Fournier-Baudry and Sorensen also happened to be dating. The pair competed at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing and placed 9th. In July 2023, a former American figure skater filed a report with Canada's now-defunct Office of the Sport Integrity Commissioner, alleging that, after a party in April 2012, Sorensen held her down against her will and raped her. I pushed my arms against his hips to try to get his penis out of me, and I was struggling to breathe. At this point, I feared for my life and let my body go limp as I lay there, and he raped me, the alleged victim said in the report she filed, which was obtained by USA Today. The outlet also wrote that the woman said she remained silent for years and never reached out to the police or sports officials because she feared that she would be blamed and that no one would believe her. After an investigation, OSIC banned Sorensen in October 2024 for 6 years. The ban was later overturned on jurisdictional grounds and is currently under appeal. Sorensen has maintained his innocence the whole time. Fournier-Baudry has defended her boyfriend, most recently in the new Netflix ice dance docuseries Glitter and Gold, where she's featured. "I know my boyfriend 100%. I know him and we stand strong together," Fournier-Baudry said in the doc. She also said, "When they decided to suspend him, it meant his career was over, which also meant that my career was over." Fournier-Baudry's career wasn't over. On March 2, 2025, she and Guillaume Cizeron announced in a joint Instagram post that they were teaming up and would represent France. The two said they were familiar with each other because they both train at the Ice Academy of Montreal, an ice dance coaching institution. Cizeron was available because his previous partner, Gabriela Papadakis, who he'd won 2 Olympic medals and broken world records with, had recently retired. Earlier this year, on January 15, 2026, Papadakis published Pour ne pas disparaître, so as not to disappear, a memoir in which she discusses the pressure and mistreatment she experienced as a top female ice dancer. There is no English translation of the book yet, but according to French outlets like the AFP and Le Monde, Papadakis writes that Cizeron was a demanding, exhausting partner. She told the AFP, "I may have been under a kind of control and experiencing things that were not acceptable, but in fact that relationship reflects the system of ice dance. Little by little I realized I was in a dangerous situation for my physical and mental health." Cizeron has denied Papadakis' account of their time together, described her account as a smear campaign, and threatened his ex-partner with legal action. Papadakis was supposed to serve as a commentator for NBC at the Olympics this year, but was let go. In a statement, NBC said, "We respect Gabriela's right to tell the story of her life and career, At the same time, her new book creates a clear conflict of interest. In response, Papadakis has posted on her personal social media account. It is, however, incredibly difficult to make sport safer when survivors' voices are still being silenced. I had to end my competitive career because I could no longer tolerate abuse. And now, as a result of speaking up about it, I've lost my job. I don't single myself out as a victim. Fournier Baudry and Cizeron's ice dance partnership is the latest chapter in figure skating's controversy-plagued history. Cizeron, Sorensen, and Fournier Baudry, by extension, are not the first skaters tethered to allegations of abuse and misconduct. They probably won't be the last. As beautiful as this sport can be, it's also capable of true ugliness behind the scenes. There are several recent accounts from former athletes alleging that the sport is a catalyst for toxic behavior and has taken a toll on their mental health. Yulia Lipnitskaya, a Russian Olympic champion in 2014, has spoken about how anorexia forced her to retire from skating. Gracie Gold, an American Olympic medalist also in 2014, wrote a memoir, Out of Shape Worthless Loser, that detailed the sport's debilitating effect on her mental health and her own eating disorders. In that book, Gold also writes about the trauma of being sexually assaulted by a fellow skater. There are also multiple stories and accompanying lawsuits in which skaters allege that federations and coaches did not protect them from their abusers. It's as if winning is more important than the human toll this sport takes. The intense focus on success may explain how Fournier Baudry's French citizenship was granted just in time for the Olympics, and why the French and skating media has, according to critics, avoided asking the pair hard questions about the very bleak circumstances that set their partnership into motion. Fournier Baudry and Sorensen would ostensibly still be skating for Canada if there were no rape accusations against him and if the OSIC investigation cleared him. And if Papadakis didn't believe she was in an unhealthy partnership with Cizeron, they might still be skating together too. On Friday, Christine Brennan, a USA Today reporter who broke the story about the rape accusation against Sorensen, asked Fournier Baudry and Cizeron about Fournier Baudry's comments in the Netflix series, that is, that she believes Sorensen 100%. And if the duo has considered the chilling effect this could have on other victims and the overall safety of figure skating. What is the message you're sending to sexual assault survivors and abuse survivors in your sport when you defend Nikolai Sorensen? Brennan asked. We said everything we needed to say about that subject, and we are focused on the Olympics, Fournier Baudry said in response. Brennan pressed her again, saying, what about the fact that the survivor has said that today? We have no thoughts, the skater said. The skating world should have many. Fournier Baudry and Cizeron will skate for the Olympic gold medal on Wednesday, February 10th. Alex Abad-Santos is a senior correspondent who explains what society obsesses over, from Marvel and movies to fitness and skincare. He came to Vox in 2014. Prior to that, he worked at The Atlantic.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD and Tele report, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.